Hi everyone, Kansi here from atop Serenity Hill, and I am back for July's intention card art journal page. Just a recap in case you're new, and if you're new, I'd love it if you did subscribe. That would be awesome. I have been doing since the beginning of 2024 an intention page based on this deck. This card deck that you can find linked below. You can get your own printable version of this. And the good thing is that it doesn't matter what month you join. It doesn't matter what year you join. There just has the month written on it. It has a single word that I've chosen from a past year that I built this deck, but you can change the word if you wanted to. You could add another word to it if you wanted to build on top of it. But this is below if you would like to grab your own. So what I have been doing is I've been working in my cardboard junk journal, and how I made this journal is below because I know I usually get that question right away. And we have been doing it since, January. So every month I use the card as inspiration for the colors, sometimes for the patterns that are on the deck. This one is here. And then I always use the word as an inspiration as well. And I do try to put, the word shows up on the card, but I also try to put it somewhere else as well, kind of reiterate the whole point of having this intention with me for the month. Kind of like solidifies it. So this is a great practice for one, just doing art journaling and playing. You can just use this as a prompt, to just a way to, dive into it, dive into your art journaling and your art. I also like it as a way to just anchor in for myself for the month. Kind of get my thoughts out for the word that we're choosing. I have this deck printed in addition to this, obviously, that I have started adding another word every year to it. So kind of like growing the intention for every month. And that each card sits next to my bed, and I change them out monthly. So that's something that you could also do for yourself. If you print it out, you could, keep adding to it every year. All right. So this was June, and it was carefree. And then we're up to July, and the word for this month is warmth. You can see that it's got a lot of yellow for the sun, some stars. I live in the United States, so 4th of July is a thing here, and so stars show up around this time of year for decor, so I had stamped some stars on it, and then there's some red, like a burgundy red at the bottom. So this is my blank page. It always just starts with cardboard, and the couple things I pulled out this month, not a lot, because honestly I totally fell in love with this paper. It matched the coloring so well, but I also loved the warmth of it. I'm not a big red person. Like, I'll pick hot pink over red any day. But there's something about the way this page is, this section specifically, that I'm going to glue it down and see. It might not need a whole lot. That's something I also want you to pay attention to. Some of my pages, like this, has a lot going on. This starts with a big piece in the background. This hardly had anything. There's a big piece of paper in the background. There's this piece of magazine image. There's a little bit of paper behind the card. I doodled a little bit, and I called it good. So I'm not afraid to have such a simple art journal page that someone else's artwork, because someone else obviously designed the scrapbook paper, is enough for me. Like, it's speaking to what I want to say today, and so it might be enough. So the other thing I grabbed was, I love the sunflowers, so I had a lot of this little, not a lot, but I had these little doodled collage fodder pieces that I had made. They're probably done on cardstock, but you could do them on cardstock, mixed media paper, even watercolor paper. Excuse me. And, they all pulled from the sunflower element or the sun element. This one is more of a sun. These are flowers, a bit more of a sun here that I cut a piece off. And then I even had this one, which I had done some slow stitch French knots on, which goes really beautifully against this piece. I grabbed a bee because, you know, July, sunflowers, bee. And then the other thing that caught my eye as I was just looking around my studio were these masks that I had used in a jelly printing class I had taken, and I kept them, one, because I can use them again, but also because the color on them is just beautiful. So I pulled those out as well because they went, not that blue necessarily, but the purple. I really liked how they spoke to these pages, even this tree. I love how that is. And yes, it's all very similar coloring. I'm not putting a lot of contrast in this. You know, the contrast is in the yellow and the red, but I'm not pulling in like a bright blue or a hot pink or something that's just going to pop against it. I'm kind of staying within the same color scheme, but that's what's speaking to me right now. So I'm not arguing with my brain. I'm not going in the, you know, down the should. I'm going with what seems like fun, what seems like play, what seems restful. You know, restful in the way I'm creating. It's not making me agitated in any way. So I have that. The other thing I have is, of course, I grabbed, they have the stars, and these are stamps, and obviously I did these, so I have this stamp. So I have my star stamp. I also picked up this stamp. I didn't want to use this stencil. This is a stencil for the sun, but I thought maybe I could do something with this and it might represent, you know, rays spiraling out. So I have that. And then I recently got this stamp set at our Dollar Tree, and it has the word sunflower in it. It's got like a garden theme to it, which, you know, I seem to have happening right here. I love the idea of this frame because, don't forget, I always add that word back in, the word warmth. Like, can I add the word warmth in here as a frame? I'm not really sure. The stamps I decided to go with are these. So I have a feeling the word warmth isn't really going to fit in that. But I don't know, you know, maybe I'll stamp it and then make it go across it, like outside of it. I think I'd like to play and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to play. I'm not going to talk while we do it like I normally do. I normally don't talk during this one. And we will meet back here at the end and discover what it is that came up for me. Okay, I hope you'll play along. Don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. That always helps other people find me. And if you are using this deck and are following along, or if you just want to make a comment, that would be awesome. I would love to chat with you below in the comments. All right, let's get to playing. calling it done. Every time I tried to think of putting something on this, I went with my instinct, which was I love this paper, so I love the way it looks. And then I found this gorgeous piece of blue paper in my stash, and it pulled the blue sky, which, you know, I kind of obliterated a little bit with my stamping. But there was blue here, but it gives that summertime feeling to it, which I just love. Maybe some dark stars, like a summer sky. I kind of ended up encompassing day and night of summer all at the same time, which is really fun. So I like how it came out. It's super simple, even though it took me longer than I thought, like to work through the pieces and see what I liked and see what worked and what felt correct to me. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspiration from it. How would you have interpreted the word warmth? What pieces would you have done differently that I did? What would you have done the same? Maybe what would the colors would you have chosen differently? So I'd love to know below. Please comment if you feel inspired to do so. And if not, then I will see you all in another video. Thanks so much, my friends. Have a great day. Bye.